quadbusters is heavily depending on your snowballing abilities, and with that the most important decision in the game is the starter unit. So a lot of guys asked me, hey Stormy, which starter unit should I take? And in this video I will answer you that important question. So if you are curious about my top picks for each rarity, definitely stay tuned and watch this video until the end. And with that said, thank you everybody for being here again, really appreciate it. And if you want to see the giveaway happening soon, don't forget to subscribe, as I will do a big coin giveaway as soon as we hit the 12k subscribers within July. Before we hop into the video, a little bit of a disclaimer, as this video is based most likely on my own opinion. For sure I considered the picks of the opponents in all the matches I have played, but it is still my own opinion, so if you have a different one, no worries, please write your favorite starters down below in the comment section, so that I may learn something from you, that would be great. So let us start straight with the common ones. At the start of the match you can for sure choose between one of the three units. And the most of them are common unless there is a specific mode or you are super lucky. We got 11 different units here, and the common ones are already really nice to start the game with. And I make it a little bit depending on the modifier, that is like the first decision. So if we have a modifier with a lot of monsters like the giant trees, the piñata or the monster spawns, I am going for the bow. Yes, and you may think, hey, bow is super weak, but guys, this guy is causing so much damage against the monsters that he will give you a huge advantage at the match start. But don't go for more than one bow, because you then got a pretty big weak spot. Then even on his fusion he has only 2975 HP. And if your style of playing is more likely, hey, I don't want to kill monsters, I can take the farm, then we got there for sure Crack as well as Mavis. And they are both pretty even in the early game. You both get coins and gems, while gems do not really care in the early game. The coins are very important. I honestly prefer Crack in the beginning of a match, but looking towards the end game, I most likely choose Mavis as a starter, and there is a special reason. With that insane heal already on 3-star, which most of you should have unlocked, I prefer her, because she is called a supplier, she is a pretty good healer. If you clear the carrot fields, she is healing the team a lot, and that's why she is my most favorite farming unit for the match start. But Crack is still considerable, especially if you have no Mavis available in the match. And the last role or the playstyle would be PvP. If you want to go really early hunting bots or trying to hunt down an opponent player, a lot of guys do that, you can go clearly for the Barbarian, because I think he is pretty solid, or on the other side for Colt. Colt with a pretty good range and multiple shots is slowing down the opponent in a good way. And that's why, for example, I prefer the Colt instead of the Shelly when I try to hunt an opponent. And don't try to hunt an opponent with a bow. Another nice pick for sure as a first unit could be the Goblin, because he gives you insane amount of coins. If you can fuse him then as first, you got the money all on top, because you still have one unit, and the first crate after fusing him will cost again 3 coins, so pretty cheap. And if you consider to get him 3 times on 4-star, that will be 30 coins plus additional 15 coins, which makes it 245 coins in total. But you just had to spend 8 coins. Whoa, that is insane. Why do I not pick a trader or a chicken? Well, the chicken, sometimes I pick it if there is no further speedster available. Heavy is pretty slow in attacking, so you have a slow start. The same counts obviously for El Primo, which is the worst first pick, because you're then falling behind, and if the opponent outfarms you, then you have lost the match already in the first minute, and it is super hard to come back. Coming now straight to the rare units, which is not that likely to happen. And for sure my most favorite pick from the rare units is the Hog Rider. Well, the farming ability at the early game is pretty hard with him, so the second unit would be then definitely a Mavis, a Bow or a Crack. Or even a Colt, because you got the speed and can hunt opponents even easier if they don't have a speedster. But for me, this unit and speed is the key in a match. And as soon as I get a Hog Rider early, I most likely pick him. So not only this for the first chest, I might dodge him sometimes for the first chest, but then whenever it comes back in the second or third chest, I will definitely pick that guy. But please don't pick The Ice Wizard, not doing any good damage. You can go for sure for the Bridge, and he's doing the AoE damage, causing damage against these 3 little monsters, but it is so slow. And the same kinda counts for the tank. Don't go with the tank and farm monsters. When I pick a tank on the first chest, I rush straight to the middle, trying to get the tank to make up that speed which we lost at the early game with running to the center, not being able to open any further chest. And if you are attacking monsters, this unit is just super slow without the tank gadget. Units which I sometimes pick are Penny as well as Bee. Yes, Bee is still super weak, but she is causing a pretty good amount of damage. And if you get the Bee gadget, that the bees are flying around here, that can be useful to hunt down players early, especially the bots. And for sure, the Penny, she is causing also good damage while being not too squishy. And you got the secret treasury, which I then store for later phase of the game, because at the beginning the chests are cheap, you don't really have to go for the coins or the chest key there, and I try to clutch it at the end with getting a lot of gems. That is good in especially those modes where you don't get any further gems by the modifier. And for the rest of those units, definitely the new chassis is very good to pick, especially when you got her on 3 stars or higher, because that turret which is there and the one which you can use going to the center early will help you to farm monsters super fast. And that's why she is maybe pretty good secret first pick. And all the other ones from the rarity, well, no. Coming now to the epic tier, where we only got 8 different units. If we are lucky to get an epic unit in the first chest, I most likely go for it. Especially for Barb King, as well as the Archer Queen and Max. And the secret star of this is still for me the Royal King. And I bet already that not all of you will agree with that, but I tell you, this unit with spawning the Royal Guards around will help you so good to farm. And the very important thing for the epic units you have to consider is, whenever you pick an epic unit first, you will have quite some expensive chests, because it is very unlikely to fuse an epic unit unless it is epic overload in the first minute of a match. So you got 1 additional slot blocked by an epic unit, which increase the price of the other chests. But if you pick a Royal King at the start and will have the 3 Royal Guards spawning around the chest, and even a Royal Guard which you can throw at an opponent or monster, they will help you that you can definitely farm a lot of coins. And then if you see the chest prices are getting too expensive, you can go for the elimination of your epic unit. At the Royal King, yes, this is quite a good strategy. For the Archer Queen and Barb, I try not to lose them because they are so good in every phase of the game. Dr. T, no, not good at all. Battle Healer, not good for the start. The only good thing for the Battle Healer is that you open a lot of chests afterwards, which will heal you whenever you open a chest. That is pretty good. The Witch can be considered as well, because with the additional skeletons, she will help you to farm, but this is not like a crazy spot. And for sure Mortis, I kinda pick him as well sometimes if the 2 other units are super bad, because he can take over the little monsters, which will help you then at the beginning to farm without spending coins. Just consider that you can get up to 3 or 4 units with him without a further cost of another chest. So you get pretty early and super fast a gigantic team, which will help you to dominate, or at least that opponents will not attack you. So just to sum it up, from the epic units you can pick almost every unit. But if I would have to decide, I would definitely prefer Barbarian King, Archer Queen, and then on the same level like Max and Royal King. Max just for the speed boost, especially if there's no Hog Rider available. The damage is pretty alright. That would be my first pick. For the rare ones, I definitely would go there for the Hog Rider, and then Chassis, I guess pretty even with the Hog Rider on the lower level, then Penny and Bee, and everything else from this tier, not too good. And from the common ones, I definitely pick first Bow together with Mavis, then on the next stage kinda like Barbarian and Crack. But this is still heavily depending on the availability of units and the modifier. So what are your thoughts? What are your favorite top 3 picks? Please write it down below in the comment section, because I'm really interested in it. So thank you guys for watching this video until the end. Hopefully this guide did help you to make an easier decision in the future which unit I should pick first.